In terms of the possibilities of the growth of the cities are the engines of prosperity. Some of the major challenges facing the city over the next century, number one is just the demographic change. We're seeing enormous change in just the growth of our population, the change in families, the aging of our population, and then the diversity that is happening. That is number one, because we have to start thinking very differently about what are the needs of the new population of the 21st century. Number two is we are going to see cities urbanize even further, and regions urbanize our whole country. So that presents both a challenge for cities, but also presents a challenge to our rural areas. We get our agriculture there, we get our renewables there. We want to make sure we connect both the economy of urban areas to the economy of rural areas. Energy is also going to be huge. As we grow, we have to find a way of both conserving energy, but also delivering energy, because we'll start to consume even more as we go further. We have to be a lot smarter about energy. And lastly is water. Water is not something that's huge, both from climate change of seeing the water rise, but also water quality and access to water as we see the resources start to diminish over time. So those are some of the big issues that we're facing and over the next, in my opinion, 100 years. To me, the possibilities of cities is that they will become engines of innovation. They will attract what we call brain power, brain magnets, and because of the critical mass of people and the universities and all the skills that are there, that we will need cities to be the engines of innovation to start to figure out how we as a city, we as a planet, will start to evolve to start to address all of these challenges. So that to me is one of the main things, but also the economy. If you look at where the gross domestic product is produced across the planet, most of the GDP is produced and generated by cities. And so we have to figure out how to continue to make it stronger. They are the job generators, and so we have to focus on those cities, but also more importantly, make sure that they strengthen the relationship between cities and rural areas as well. The main infrastructure to me is clearly going to be in transport. In order to be successful as we grow, for people to move to jobs, to get services, is going to be transport. Our systems are going to become more complex as we become more diverse. Space and finding space for transport is going to be very important. So to me, that is one. Energy is also going to be a huge infrastructure need. It's something we don't often think about. We don't know what the infrastructure of the future is going to be, how we can deliver that energy, but certainly that's going to be major. And then I'm going to go back to water again. How do we get water to the population? Will there be new innovations? Do we have to start pumping water from the sea? What will we have to do? So I think if I had to summarize the top three, it would be transport, energy, and water. The innovations and partnership that's needed really is a relationship between universities, business, and government. The three have to really work hand in hand. There are many examples across the country, across the world, where those three are coming together, really to start forming those where government can fund the research that's needed, universities that exercise the research, but the businesses that actually establish a relationship for the universities to make sure we are thinking about those innovations of the future. So I would have to put that one as the top of my list, and I really can't think of a second one. Well, first of all, we need courage from elected officials to say the right thing, to look into the future. We need courage also from planning managers and planning directors, because very often elected officials don't give them the ability to dream big and to plan big and to let their staff dream big and plan big. So I think we're looking for those that have courage, that have vision, that are not afraid to say what the right thing is, someone that can look at emerging trends and have a conversation about them. That's something that right now that we're lacking across the board. So my hope is that that's what we'll see going to the future. Elected officials, planning managers, others that recognize the important trends that we're facing, that have the courage, the vision, and the bold leadership to say the right things and to make sure that we actually plan for the future, both for present and future generations.